back to Practical and Positive Leadership. I'm Monica May-Dunn, CEO of Arizona Escrow and Financial. And each month we bring you actionable insights from leaders who've been right where you are. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, follow, and check out our past episodes for can't-miss leadership insights from top professionals. Our guest today is Alex Ramon, and he is the managing partner at Ramon Design Group. Alex plays a key role in overseeing business development, new market sector initiatives, and talent acquisition. He also brings extensive experience in creating strategic architecture and design solutions for major brands while managing projects and teams. Alex, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me today.
Can you tell us a little bit about your role and what types of work you do with your team?
Yeah, so right now I'm highly in business development and marketing for the firm. And so I'm looking at strategic client acquisitions from the aspect of aligning ourselves and what our team can do with potential clients and serving them and obtaining their goals in the marketplace. And mostly that has to do with developing their projects, bringing their either their land to market from a site planning perspective, working with private groups on the retail side to get their pipeline to market with navigating city entitlements, so understanding and taking their vision through the city entitlement process, doing the construction documents, and getting the city approvals for them to build.
That's a struggle, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Alex, you walked away from a 27-year career at 45 to build your own company.
Yeah, I'm still 45. I'm just kidding.
What gave you the courage to take that leap?
That's a good question. There was a couple of things I'll lean on. Is like, one thing is my wife always supported me and always believed that I would have my own company. So she had this unbelievable faith in that it would be successful, and I always doubted myself, right? So that was one thing. The second thing I leaned on was track record. I built businesses for other companies, $1 million companies, and never saw the net benefit of that for myself. And so doing that 3 times for other companies, and going through, it wasn't a new thing for me. And so I knew that if I was going to do it for myself, I would even work harder.
Is there a specific moment, something that might have happened that made you make that decision?
Yeah, there's a few things that happen. The one thing is, at that age of 45, I had settled into a director of operations role for a large engineering and architecture firm. And my role was very diversified. And I kind of could do whatever I wanted to do. The role kind of evolved, and I really wanted to start shaping my next 10 years, right? So I was 45. I got to do something for the next 10 years. And so got my CEO's attention, and I'm like, hey, I want to talk to you. And even at that point, I'm thinking maybe this isn't the right place for me, but I wanted to make it the right place for me because I wanted to be my last stop in my career. And we had a conversation. He's like, I'm coming out to Phoenix. He's from a different part of the country, which was a big deal for him to fly out. So I had everything ready. I had what I was going to say. Here's what I want to do. Here's my goals. Here's where I think I could take this West Coast part of this deal. And the day he was supposed to come out, he did come out, and he's like, hey, I got a text message. I'm going to have to catch you another time. Wow. And so I remembered leaving, and it was a mixture of I'm angry, sad, and uncontrollable tears were coming out of my eyes.
Really?
And I knew at that point I'm setting the table for something different. And so maybe 90 days later, because that was the late fall of 2022, and I started my business on March 3rd, 2023.
Wow.
So
that's a great story.
Yeah. And the other thing was there was, I'm going to give you guys all the juice here. It's really,
go for it.
Because, businesses don't realize that when they treat people a certain way, it has implications on their tenure there. And so the other thing that started happening in my office was there was things happening that in my office that I had no input on. Mm-hmm. People are just showing up. Who's this person? Well, I'm being hired for this. And it was just a lot of mismanagement of communication. And I'm sure deep down, they're very sweet people. I love them dearly, but I think deep down there was good intentions, but the communication part of it and what I thought I was for the company wasn't what they thought I was. So that was like...
There's no transparency to you, right?
Zero.
You had no idea.
I had no idea what was going on. I'm like, who are these people? Literally strangers walking in. And so I guess the last thing that really hammered it in, because I didn't know on March 23rd, March 3rd, I didn't know I was going to quit that day. It was a buildup. So I'm like, all these things were happening and I was ready, and I was like, I need to make sure I at least want to have a phone conversation. I called my VP first, no answer, voicemail. COO, no answer, voicemail. CEO, no answer, voicemail. And that was it. I'm like, went home, opened up my computer, effective immediately. I'm no longer part of this company.
Wow.
Send, closed my computer, took it back on Monday. A couple of hours later, I get calls from everybody. Hey, what's going on? Is this a joke? And I'm like, no, I'm done. Respectfully, thank you for everything, and I'm going to do my own thing.
And you're not going to look back.
And I didn't look back. And it's the best decision I ever made.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But I say this carefully. This isn't for everybody, right? Like, what I did was different. I think there was a lot of planning internally and in my mind how it would unfold. Didn't have a lot of things on paper, but I don't want anybody to hear this and go quit their job, right? Be smart about it. I want, if there's something that, there's nothing wrong for working for a good company, but you got to feel good about it, right? You have to be happy there. The communication has to be there. And you have to feel good about it. And those things just weren't there for me at the time.
And you were able to start your own company.
Yeah.
And build the culture.
Yeah.
The people in place that you wanted to.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, that's great. Your firm works with projects that require collaboration between multiple disciplines. What does effective leadership look like when you're managing architects, engineers, contractors, the whole construction team, and communicating with your client?
One of the things I do that was a huge surprise for me, and this is some secret sauce, because I started doing it because I wanted to communicate with our clients. And what we do on a weekly basis is for all our projects is for every one of our projects that Ramon Design Group is working on, we give them a weekly update. Okay. Friday between 11 and 2, our staff puts together a weekly update, and it starts with the page is simple. It's kind of a narrative where are we at in design, where are we at in the city submittal, where we're at with permitting, and then where we're at in construction. Depending on where the project is, we define this update. And so then that goes to the client. What it did was interesting, because if you've got, we have 70 projects going on at any given time, and we're registered in 50 states, and we service our clients where they take us. So right now we're active in 37 different states, and there's a lot of noise that comes with that. So my phone was, when I first started the company, my phone was ringing all the time. Hey, what's going on? Where's the permit? Have you guys submitted? That wasn't my decision. At that point, I didn't really make the decision to do the weekly updates at that point. But when I did the weekly updates, all the email traffic went down, all the phone calls went down. So the byproduct of the communication was less people were talking. but the communication was still happening, if that makes sense.
Yes, absolutely.
And I analyzed it in my head. I'm like, how could this be? And the reason is, if somebody wants to call me on Wednesday and they know they're going to get an update on Friday morning or Friday afternoon, they're going to wait for the update.
Yeah.
If they want to call me on Monday or Tuesday, well, they just got the update, so read the update. And so I think that's the environment we created, and it's been solid. It's been really a good tool for us.
Because there's no guesswork then. Then
Right.
they know Friday they're going to get this report.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't need to call and ask you, because
Right.
how are you going to keep all these projects and the status of these projects in your head?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And
that's a great idea.
It really has helped us accelerate and scale. And I didn't realize how much time. I love talking to my clients. They can call me anytime they want. But as far as projects go, they're going to get a weekly update. So
You've mentioned before how important it has been for your team's success. So what is one of those moments or those things that you have in place for your team's success? Other than this weekly update, that was amazing.
I think one of the things we do is we're barely getting back into the office with our new building, which is great. But people are working at home in their own environment, and I think they value that a lot, to have some flexibility in their day. I know I value it myself. Being able to trust them to do their job and not micromanage, I think has been very helpful. And I think people appreciate working in an environment like that, where I'm not like, hey, like, what's going on? It's 12:59 and you're not at your desk. Yeah, we're just not, we haven't developed a culture like that. And I think people enjoy that. And I think people thrive when they're trusted and cared about.
Yeah.
And so, really, I think that brings a lot of value in how our team executes.
Yeah, and it sounds like a good culture as well.
Yeah.
Really
and we provide whatever they need, right, to do their job. Software, furniture, new keyboard and mouse. I never say no to anything. It's such a that's another thing where I think corporate America misses is it'd be like, if I wanted a new chair or if I wanted a new monitor, it would be like a hard no, like just about everywhere I went.
Yeah.
Here, I'm able to say, yeah, whatever you need, let me know, order it. We'll reimburse you. Here's my credit card. We'll pay for it. Whatever you need to do your job easier. I think people appreciate that kind of, response.
Because you're making it their own.
Right.
It's their space, even though it's your office. You want them to feel comfortable and want them to come in every day.
Right.
Or when they do have a scheduled project. But
we'll have some dedicated furniture and stuff at our office, but what I'm talking about is more like at home.
Oh, they're virtual.
Their virtual space, like their desk, their chair, their monitors, whatever they need, headset. We cover. We're just like, why are you? Yeah, you need to sit and stand. Whatever it is, we'll get it for you.
So, all about production.
Yeah, and feeling comfortable. So
you've also shared that you wanted to serve clients the way they truly deserve to be served. What was missing in the corporate world that made you want to build something different?
Yeah, that's a really good question. In the corporate arena, the finances are monitored by multipliers. So if something costs $1, they want to multiply it by 3 to 4.5. And what happens is those dollars have to be managed through the financial expectations of the company. Every large firm that I've worked for has this in place. And what it does is it really limits your ability to interface with the client and the way they need to be interfaced with. The call, and in that environment, you're also doing a detailed timesheet, right? And so any hour you put down is getting charged to that project, right? And so whatever you signed up for through that hourly expectation, that's what you have to ride with. And most of the time, it didn't go the way it went, right? Like the way it was expected to go. And so it really limited your ability to serve the client from the aspect of servicing them, taking calls, spending time with them. Because your hours were always accounted for, you had to really be selective about where you put your time. And not living that way has been really helpful for me, because I can kind of spend the time where I need to spend the time and support the client where I need to support the client. And I'm not talking about signing up for bad deals either. What we do as a team currently is we definitely evaluate, hey, this might take X amount of hours, and let's sign up for this. But after we sign up for it, we don't say, oh man, XYZ staff is taking a little bit longer on this, we need to go back to the client. We just don't live in that environment. We just ride with what we signed up for and what we committed for. And what that creates is also a trust with the client where, wow, we don't see any additional service agreements, or they're not asking additional bills. They did it for what they said they would sign up for. And if there is a challenging project and we come up with another similar one, we will assess it and say, should we add some more to this? Was it a learning curve? We look at it from the aspect of, will it go smoother the second time? And so there's some things we look at. The second thing is, in my position and where I was, a lot of times I would market to clients and onboard them, gain their trust, and then they would be handed off to other staff, and I would never be able to interface with them again. And so that was difficult, because here I went through the marketing cycle to bring them on as a client, and then
they want to talk to you.
They wanted me to be like, hey, what's good? They thought I was the guy that was going to be part of the program and develop them and do all the things that I said we could do for them, but the mentality is let the staff handle it. But guess what? The staff was a lot of times was inadequate, or they didn't communicate the same way I did, or they caused strife within the relationship. And I was doing a lot of damage control with phone calls, and definitely disappointed. They were disappointed that I wasn't part of it. And so I was like, that was another thing that I didn't appreciate and like, was not being able to fulfill firsthand what I said I was going to do. Yeah. And so those are just blindside conversations, right? It's like, it's hard.
A lot of surprises.
Yeah, a lot of surprises.
Alex, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah.
Where can our listeners connect with you, or where can they find you for more information on Ramon Design Group?
We just launched a new website that's forming, so RamonDesignGroup.com. That has all my contact information on it. LinkedIn is always a great way to find me. Just direct message me. That's the other thing I do. I try to meet with all walks of life. I try not to say no to meetings, because you never know where it'll lead to, and I love plugging people together. It's one of the things I do.
You do it well.
Daily basis. How can I connect somebody to further their business? So, and a lot of people have helped me. I get phone calls every day.
It's important. I think the reciprocation when you introduce someone.
Yeah, for sure.
It's all about that. I think in the Valley, it's a big city in Phoenix, but a small community.
That's perfectly defined. It's exactly the way I feel.
Yeah.
We live in a big city, but I know who Monica is, and I know I know so many people and who they are, and I feel like like New York or Dallas or San Francisco, those markets are so hard to get into, but Phoenix is a very, I guess, playful city. Everybody knows each other. Introductions happen very easily here.
Right. Yeah. That's great. And to our listeners who have enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Your feedback fuels our mission to bring more insights into real-world leadership. Until next time, stay positive, stay practical, and keep leading with purpose. If you've enjoyed this episode, please make sure to subscribe and click on the bell to be notified every month when a new episode is posted. Then leave a comment on what resonated with you the most. and watch another one of our practical and positive videos.